But a lot of you guys are like cycle cruiser, man. You need to go ahead and step up, get a Harley Davidson, get a cruiser. Your name's Cycle Cruiser, man. You know, why are you riding around on sport bikes? You need to get a cruiser. I'm going to give you my opinion on why you should probably not get a cruiser motorcycle. Why they are really not that great of motorcycles. Oh my God, it's so much slower than my bike.
Cruiser.
Yeah, I know it's a cruiser.
Let's go for a ride. Subscribe today.
That kind of sounds like a Harley Davidson to me, man. That sounds beautiful, doesn't it? That CP2 engine with this Akrapovic full exhaust here. It just sounds beautiful, man. You know what I'm saying? But I have actually in the past considered getting a Harley Davidson many times just to change things up on my channel and to have something different to share with you guys and bring in maybe some Harley Davidson enthusiasts. You know, first off, I want to say I have an appreciation and love for all motorcycles. I'm not saying that any type of motorcycle really is shit. There's no such thing as a bad motorcycle, unless it's not running. That's the only definition of a bad motorcycle. But I'm going to tell you why cruisers are really at the bottom of the echelon, really, to be honest with you, in my opinion, from my experience of riding all the different motorcycles. Because I'm going to tell you, but first off, make sure you're wearing the gear to stay safe out here on the streets. And I have links to all of my awesome gear, like my favorite helmet, ultra lightweight carbon fiber helmet that comes with an automatic tint shield, new motovlog camera, gauntlet gloves, airbag vest to help keep you safe. I have links to all my gear in the description and comment section of this video. Honestly, this MT-07 cost me like, what, about $9,000 out the door. I think it was like $9,300 out the door, okay? Brand spanking new. You know what I'm saying? And to me, the riding position on this bike is very similar to a cruiser, except for the pegs may be a little bit more aggressive, obviously, than your typical cruiser that usually has the front forward pegs, you know, up here, which I can't stand those. I don't like that. It just feels weird to me, man. I can't get with that. and the cruisers that have the mid pegs is very kind of similar to this, but generally Harley Davidsons are not just Harley Davidsons, but cruisers generally are heavier, slower. They have their suspension is really inferior. There's really nothing that special about cruisers besides them being just a motorcycle. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing really special about most of them. Now you've got the upper echelon of sport bike like cruisers like the Ducati X Diavolo, the Diavolo V4, Diavolo 1260, you know, Ducati's version of a cruiser, which that thing is really like a sport bike set up like in a cruiser package. So for those of you guys that are looking for a lot of power and you want to go to the cruiser world, but you don't want to give up the power, those are the bikes you want to go for, you know what I'm saying? But most cruisers are not like that. Most cruisers, the good thing about cruisers, they have a lot of bottom end grunt for out here on the streets and all, which is good, like, you know, the Harleys and all. But they're so cumbersome because a lot of them, like the baggers, are really heavy, 700-800 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Which weight is not that big of a deal out here on the street, but it's still a lot of weight, man. You know what I'm saying? You feel the weight. Compared to this little bike, which I got down to like 380 something pounds, wet. You know what I'm saying? This thing, it feels like nothing. The lighter weight a bike is, the more at one you feel with a bike. You know what I'm saying? And if you're, like I said, this bike has the comfort of a cruiser. It's got that twin sound of a cruiser, but it feels better. It's lighter weight, man. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna get that quicker response. It's gonna feel quicker and it saves money. It's just, and you're getting reliability with the MT-07 being a Yamaha compared to the Harley Davidsons, which they're getting better in reliability, but still, they're not the best. And they're very expensive. Parts are expensive. Maintenance is expensive. For what? Why would you go through all of that, pay all that extra money, For what? Because of most of the time it's because of the culture, because your friends have a Harley Davidson, because you're in a biker gang or something, which they love those, the Harley Davidsons. I know you feel like you get a certain age, you get old or whatever, and you feel like you don't need to be riding sport bikes anymore. I feel like you should be riding cruisers, right? But you got an MTL7, man. You got these naked bikes out here that are, like I said, very comfortable, relaxed. They got more power. They got better suspension usually, cheaper. It's like I just don't understand. I don't see the point of most cruisers, of getting a cruiser, man. They've always been at the bottom of my list. And I honestly did own a Ducati X Diablo S. That's the only cruiser that I've owned, and I'll tell you, it was it was awesome. It was fun, but that's an outlier. That's a sport bike cruiser, man. You know what I'm saying? That's not your typical cruiser. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. If I only had a street bike anyhow, I would probably get kind of bored after a time anyhow, because I had to have a supermoto in my life. You know what I'm saying? Okay, this videos are not about supermotos, but I'm telling you, if you want to add spice to your life and mix things up, you got to add a supermoto to your life, man. Because you can go off-road, you can fly around corners, you can cruise on it, you can do a little bit of everything. But cruisers alone, nah, man. Okay, off the line. Oh, shit. Oh, my God, it's so much slower than my bike. The power. Yeah, I know it's a cruiser. There's nothing really. Now, I know some people, they will swear. I have friends that have changed over to a Harley Davidson bagger, and they absolutely swear by the Harley bagger. You know what I'm saying? That is the best bike ever, and they love it. And I'm sure it's a great bike and everything, man. And I just don't, honestly, I don't see the appeal of those bikes. I just don't, but that's me. Everybody has their own preferences. Everybody has their whatever, their likes and dislikes. But I'm always looking for the best value per dollar. And I feel like you're not getting the best value per dollar with most cruisers. You know what I'm saying? That you're better off getting a naked motorcycle. You know what I'm saying? Just getting a more comfortable naked motorcycle. Or an ADV bike. The adventure bikes are highly popular now. They provide a lot of leg room, super comfortable, got all the amenities. You can travel across the country on those things. You could do a little bit of off-road, nothing crazy. Honestly, those are probably really the best cruisers to tour on, and if that's what you want to do. To me, I would skip the cruiser and get the adventure bike if that's your plan. If you don't really care for the naked bikes. Because the adventure bikes are a bit more comfortable than even the naked bikes, because they sit up taller, so you have more leg room, and they just sit up really high, which is nice in traffic. But leave a comment below on what you guys think. What is so special about cruisers? Tell me, why did you buy a cruiser, or why do you want a cruiser? What is special about them? Is it the looks of them? Is it the culture? Like what is it? Leave a comment below. Make sure to hit thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell symbol so you get notified when my new videos release. But I release new videos every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.